Even at moderate speeds, the carbon fiber structure can crack internally, creating microscopic fractures invisible to the naked eye. These fractures compromise the car's structural rigidity and require entire components to be replaced. While the passengers inside the Bugatti would likely remain safe due to its advanced crash management systems, the car itself would face serious restoration challenges. Only specialized Bugatti-certified workshops in Europe can handle such repairs, meaning long waiting times and extremely high labor costs. For a regular vehicle, this might be considered a severe accident. For the Bugatti, it is simply the beginning. Now we turn to a far more devastating scenario: La Voiture Noire hitting a reinforced concrete wall head-on at 50 to 80 km per hour. In such a crash, the car absorbs the majority of the impact with its front structural zone. The carbon fiber nose, front chassis section, radiators, suspension arms, and aerodynamic components would all experience catastrophic failure. Unlike metal, carbon fiber does not deform gradually. It breaks violently, leaving behind splintered pieces and structural gaps. The entire front section may collapse, pushing components inward and compromising the car's drivability completely. Repairing such damage can be unimaginably expensive. The front chassis alone could cost $400,000 to $1.2 million to rebuild. When combined with the bumper, bonnet, cooling system, sensors, wiring, and headlights, the total repair cost can easily exceed $2 million. The car may technically remain reparable, but this kind of crash pushes it close to a total loss level. Though with a one-of-one car, companies will always attempt restoration regardless of cost. Still, this crash scenario highlights the vulnerability of hypercars when real-world physics are involved. Next we examine a nightmare scenario: La Voiture Noire falling off a cliff, bridge, or elevated road. Even a drop of just 20 to 30 feet can be catastrophic. The car might flip mid-air, landing on its roof, side, or underbody. The force of impact would be spread unevenly, damaging multiple parts simultaneously. Carbon fiber doors could rip apart, the roof could collapse inward, and the underbody could shatter like glass. The titanium exhaust system might bend or break, while the rear engine frame could be twisted severely. Repairing a Bugatti after such a fall is extremely difficult. If the chassis suffers even slight twisting, the entire structural frame must be reconstructed. Such a rebuild costs anywhere between $3 million to $6 million. The carbon fiber roof, doors, body panels, side skirts, and engine bay components would all require replacement. The interior, crafted with unique stitching, leather, and metallic art elements, would be heavily damaged. Overall, the car could be 60 to 70% destroyed, making this one of the most expensive and destructive crash conditions imaginable. Now consider a less common but surprisingly realistic situation: a heavy object falling onto the Bugatti from above. This could be a metal container, a concrete slab from a construction site, or even a falling tree. While carbon fiber is strong under horizontal tension, it is weak against vertical compression. If something heavy lands on the roof, the carbon shell would fracture instantly. The windshield could explode into fine shards, and the roof pillars might bend inward, putting occupants at risk. Repairing roof damage is incredibly expensive. The entire carbon fiber roof assembly costs between $200,000 and $500,000, while the windshield alone is about $60,000. If the structural pillars are affected, the repair becomes a major restoration project requiring complete disassembly of the top frame. This can raise the total cost to around $1 million. The interior electronics, airbags, and sensors may also trigger, further increasing costs. This type of accident is dangerous for occupants but even more disastrous for the car's structural integrity. One of the most terrifying crash scenarios involves a heavy truck colliding with La Voiture Noire. A loaded truck weighs several tons. Its impact force dwarfs that of any car. A truck striking the Bugatti from the side or front could crush the carbon panels instantly. The doors might snap, the side chassis could collapse, and the massive metal bumper of the truck could penetrate deep into the Bugatti's body. This is not just cosmetic damage, it is structural destruction. Such an accident results in repairs ranging from $2 million to $4 million. Side airbags would deploy, electronic systems would be destroyed, and the interior would sustain severe deformation. The battery modules, wiring harness, and control systems might need to be completely replaced. Most insurance companies would declare the car a total loss. But because this is the only one of its kind, Bugatti specialists would attempt restoration regardless of cost. Still, the original structural strength can never be perfectly restored. The final and most extreme scenario is a collision between La Voiture Noire and a train. Trains are massive, powerful machines with thousands of tons of weight behind them. Even at low speeds, the force they generate is overwhelming. If the Bugatti gets stuck on tracks and is hit head-on, the result is total devastation. The car's body, chassis, engine, wheels, and panels would be torn apart instantly. The carbon fiber would disintegrate, and the car would likely be pushed hundreds of feet down the track. Survival in such a crash is extremely unlikely, though not impossible in rare cases where the train hits the car at an angle. Even then, the Bugatti would be 95% destroyed. Restoring such a wreck would be almost impossible. If an attempt were made, the cost would range between $10 million and $15 million, essentially equal to the price of producing a brand new hypercar. In reality, the car would be considered completely destroyed. From these 6 crash tests, we learned that the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, despite being one of the world's most beautiful and powerful machines, is also extraordinarily expensive and delicate to repair. A minor crash with another car costs hundreds of thousands, a wall impact costs millions, a fall from height can destroy most of the vehicle, and a heavy object can cause significant structural damage. A collision with a truck is nearly fatal for the car, while a train collision guarantees total destruction. This documentary teaches us that owning such a rare masterpiece is not just about luxury, it's about responsibility, precision, and extreme caution. Because when disaster strikes, the cost of damage is far beyond imagination.